I met her in the waiting room of a hospital. Not the kind of place you expect to meet someone interesting. But there she was, sitting by the window, staring out into the rain, tapping her fingers on a battered paperback copy of The Bell Jar. I asked if the seat beside her was taken. She looked at me, smiled faintly, and said, "Only by people who aren't afraid of sad stories." I should have walked away then. Her name was Emma. Or at least, that's what she told me. We started talking. First about books, then music, then life. It felt like we'd known each other for years. Her laugh had that tired charm, like someone who'd seen a lot and learned how to survive it. I told her I was there for my dad. Heart complications. She nodded, didn't ask more. When I asked why she was there, she just said, "Waiting. For a sign." Over the next few weeks, we kept bumping into each other. In elevators, at vending machines, in the hospital garden. It started to feel intentional. I brought her coffee once. She brought me a pressed flower. She said it was from a field in Vermont. I didn't ask how she had it. She just did. One night, I found her crying in the chapel. No one else was there. She had a photo in her hand, a man, mid-40s, smiling. She didn't say who he was, just whispered. He loved winter, but he hated goodbyes. She tucked the photo away before I could look closer. And then she kissed me. We didn't make promises. There was something fragile between us, like porcelain on the edge of a table. But it was real. Or I thought it was. Until the night she disappeared. She stopped showing up. Her number, disconnected. No trace of the hospital. No visitor logs. Nurses didn't remember her. I asked around. Showed people her picture. Nothing. Even the security guy just shook his head and said, "Sorry, man. You sure she was real?" For a moment, I wondered if I imagined her. Maybe grief had played tricks on me. But then I remembered the pressed flower. I kept it in my wallet. It was real. And so was the kiss. I went back to the chapel. Sat there for hours. Then I noticed something. Behind the altar, a forgotten corkboard, covered in old prayer cards, faded notes and photos. And there, near the corner, was her picture. Emma, the same woman, same soft eyes, but written underneath it, Emily Parker, 1982 to 2019. I froze. My hands trembled as I pulled the card off the board. It was her, but not Emma, Emily, and she died 4 years ago. I didn't sleep that night. Couldn't. I kept replaying every moment, every word. She never lied. Not exactly. She never said she was alive. She never said she was staying. She said she was waiting for a sign. I drove to the address listed on the memorial card. It was a small house on the edge of town. Overgrown lawn. Faded mailbox. No lights on. I knocked anyway. An older woman answered. Her eyes were red, tired, the same eyes as Emily. She looked at me, and before I could explain, she asked, "You saw her, didn't you?" I didn't answer. She let me in. The living room was filled with candles and framed photos. All of Emily, all from before 2019. The woman introduced herself as Margaret, Emily's mother. She said Emily used to volunteer at the hospital. She loved talking to strangers, helping them cope. She believed in signs, Margaret said, even after she got sick. I asked how she died. Cancer. Aggressive. Took her fast. Then she handed me a small envelope. She told me if someone ever came looking, someone who wasn't scared of sad stories, I should give them this. Inside was a letter, handwritten, dated weeks before she died. Underscore, if you're reading this, I probably smiled when I met you. Maybe we talked about books. Maybe I gave you something small to remember me by. I always believe people meet for a reason. Maybe I was waiting for you. Maybe you were the sign I needed. Underscore. E. I left the house feeling everything and nothing at once. She'd been gone for years, and yet, she was the most alive thing I'd ever felt. Now, whenever it rains, I go sit by the hospital window. Same chair, same view. I bring 2 cups of coffee, just in case. So what do you think? Was she real? A ghost? A memory? A dream? Or maybe she was never meant to stay, only to remind me how much a brief moment can change everything.